BB, why you get lost again?
Hello again. So yeah, today I'm in Kanchanaburi, and on this wet day, had a bit of rain last night, I'm going to have a little look at the bridge, which I think is just over here somewhere. It's well known as the bridge on the River Kwai. I'm going to wander through this little market and yeah, just see what this is all about. Yeah, if you're ever in this area and you visit this place, it's definitely worth coming probably early in the morning, because this place does get very busy with tourists. Many people come to see this place. I think mostly, well, I've seen a lot of Chinese today, Chinese and Indian at the moment. But yeah, I'm just going to have a little look, wander over here, and yeah, wander along this bridge. Yeah, so what can I tell you about this bridge? I've actually done a little bit of homework this time. Yeah, so the bridge on the River Kwai, located in Kanchanaburi, Thailand, probably one of the most iconic and tragic landmarks of World War II. The bridge was part of the Burma Railway, also known as the Death Railway, constructed by the Imperial Japanese Army during World War II. And its purpose was to connect Bang Pong in Thailand to Burma, Myanmar. It's about a 250-mile route intended to support Japanese military operations in Burma and potentially as far as India. Now, the bridge itself spans the Kwai Noi River. I think it's Kwai Noi, something like that, which was actually mistakenly referred to as the Kwai. Due to some confusion in the famous novel and film, which I'll talk about in a bit. Originally, the bridge was made of wood. It was later replaced with a steel and concrete structure, and it became known as Bridge Number 277 and was completed in June 1943. Yeah, this place gets really busy with so many tourists. I mean, there's a lot of people here today, and I reckon this is going to get even more busier. You can walk along the bridge. You need to be a bit careful. The amount of people doing selfies and pictures and things on the bridge. Yeah, a bit slippery, but not too bad. But anyway, yeah. So construction of the bridge that began in October 1942 and was completed in just over a year. The railway and bridge were built using forced labour, including over I think it's about 60,000 Allied prisoners of war and around 200,000 Asian civilian labourers. Now, a lot of people don't realise the amount of Asian labourers who are involved in this bridge. I mean, we often talk about the prisoners of war, but you've also got to remember there's also a lot of civilians involved as well. Conditions were really brutal. Workers faced malnutrition, disease, torture, and exhaustion, and death. I think there was estimated 13,000 prisoners of war and up to 90,000 civilians died during the construction of the bridge. Then in 1944, Allied forces bombed the bridge to disrupt the Japanese supply lines. Parts of the original structure were destroyed and are now displayed in the Kanchanaburi War Museum. The bridge was partly rebuilt after the war, and it remains a functioning railway bridge today, used by tourist trains and local services. Yeah, those square bits there, as you can probably see, they were the bits which were replaced, because the actual bridge structure originally was like a curved oval steel construction. But yeah, there's a train which runs on this every day. In fact, I think there's two trains, and hopefully, if I've timed it right, I might be able to actually go and see the train as it goes on the bridge. And I think you can get really close to the train as well. We'll see what happens a bit later on. So anyway, yeah, the Bridge over the River Kwai, there was a film produced in 1957, directed by David Lean and based on Pierre Boulez's novel set in a Japanese prisoner of war camp in Burma during World War II. British prisoners, led by Colonel Nicholson, played by Alec Guinness, are ordered to build a railway bridge over the River Kwai for the Japanese war effort. Now initially Nicholson resists, citing the Geneva Convention, and endures harsh punishment. But eventually he agrees to oversee construction under conditions that his officers will not perform manual labour. Nicholson becomes obsessed with building a perfect bridge, seeing it as a symbol of British discipline and morale. This leads to accusations of collaboration, as the bridge will aid the enemy. Meanwhile, an American prisoner of war, Commander Shears, played by William Holden, escapes and later joins a British commando mission to destroy the bridge. In the climax, Nicholson discovers the sabotage and, in a moment of tragic realisation, falls onto the detonator, blowing up the bridge and killing himself. And the film ends with a famous line, "Madness, madness," underscoring the futility of war and Nicholson's misguided pride. Now, the portrayal of Nicholson as cooperating with the Japanese outraged many former prisoners of war. In reality, Brigadier Sir Philip John Denton Tousley, the senior British officer at Tamarkan camp, did not actually collaborate. In fact, Tousley worked tirelessly to sabotage Japanese efforts discreetly and protect his men. Initially, Tousley refused to publicly criticise the film, but later wrote a letter to the Daily Telegraph prompting other veterans to speak out about the injustice. Nearly at the end now, and the bridge is getting a bit slippery as well. I think all of these like wooden sleepers, railway sleepers, have got numbers on. But nearly, there's quite a long bridge you can walk across. Yeah. Anyway, and another thing to mention. So during World War II, Japanese military culture rooted in I think it was Bushido ethics, something like that, regarded surrender as deeply dishonourable. Soldiers were expected to fight to the death or commit suicide rather than surrender. Now, this mindset contributed to the ferocity of the Japanese resistance and the atrocities during the Malayan campaign and elsewhere. Now, going back to Brigadier Sir Philip John Denton Tousley, he actually resisted collaboration. He agreed to build the bridge only under duress and worked to protect his men whilst very carefully and quietly sabotaging Japanese efforts. Tousley prioritised the welfare of his men, negotiated better conditions and shielded them from Japanese brutality wherever. And Tousley covertly encouraged sabotage, in fact mixing concrete poorly, introducing termites into the timber and slowing progress without detection. Tousley is remembered as a courageous leader who maintained morale and dignity while undermining Japanese objectives. Anyway, now I've reached the end of the bridge. Well, it's not the end, you can still walk for quite some way. I wouldn't recommend it though. I think there's quite a few snakes and things around here. But it's quite an iconic bridge and definitely worth a walk. A bit slippery in places and you've got to be a bit careful of the tourists. Oh dear, so I think there's a bit of panic now. I think what I can make out is the train is coming soon, I think, and everyone is now getting themselves onto the bridge, into a good position to see the train before it comes along. And yeah, there's many people trying to get selfies and pictures and bits and pieces, and I'm just trying to avoid the whole lot of them. I'm just going to try and pop up here and see if I can squeeze into one of these little viewing platforms, and yeah, hopefully the train will go past in just a little while. We'll see what happens, but everyone's getting quite excited. Lots of noise as well. Well, that's all right. I didn't think I was going to get that close to the train. Yeah, I'm going to make my way back now. I'm going to see if I can have a little look at the station, which is just not far from here. Easy to walk there. I'll have a little look if I can avoid getting in the way of some of these tourists. But yeah, it's definitely worth a visit if you're ever here. If you come to this place. The bridge is a bit slippery, but it's alright. It's not too bad. Definitely worth a visit. So, wandering just past the market, just down the road a little bit, there's the station, and yeah, just come across this old steam engine. Don't know how old it is. It's been here for a while by the looks of things. I think it might be an original engine. Looks like it might be. And there's this thing down here, whatever this is. Looks like some sort of truck which has been mounted on some rails by the looks of things. That's pulled along by the train. Don't know. Seen better days though. Don't really know what that actually is. Not much else here. Further down is the actual station, which I think I'll try and wander to now. And there's another train here, another steam engine here. Can't find a lot of information out about this, but this is what one of the original engines used on the railway. Looks like it might be. So this is the station, and there's a few little things on the left hand side and the right to buy stuff. Little market stall, some fruit, clothes, bits and pieces. People trying to sell stuff. that was the bridge on the River Kwai in Kanchanaburi. Quite an impressive place. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to head off to Hellfire Pass now, see if I can find that place. So yeah, please join me in the next episode, and I'll be wandering around Hellfire Pass and hopefully be able to talk a little bit about that place. But anyway, until next time, thanks for watching.